Film has always been technology first. From Edison and Lumiere, playing around with this new tech, really not knowing what it could be, and then storytellers suddenly starting to figure it out. Sound, color, and then visual effects. So I do see what's happening with generative video as the next step. How are we going to take this tech and continue to tell personal stories? When I first started to see the models that were coming out, it was really mind-blowing what could be possible.
What we want to do is put the best AI in the hands of the best creative people, and that means exploring how you can push the models and the capabilities past their current frontiers. There's going to be things that...
When I started to think about filmmakers to bring to this collaboration with Google DeepMind, I knew I needed someone who understood technology and enjoyed collaborating with engineers and was also a great storyteller.
I'm Eliza McNitt. I'm a writer and director, and I've been fascinated by bringing the cosmos down to Earth and telling stories about space.
Beautiful.
This is insane. I'm having an existential crisis looking at these. It's so realistic and exactly how I would imagine shooting this.
VO is a generative video model that takes photos and videos and descriptions of scenes to generate video.
What is the maximum duration of a clip that it can output?
8 seconds.
Out of curiosity, was that 8 seconds sort of, how does that land with your...
Not good. No, I mean, we have to do better.
What inspires me most about working with Darren Aronofsky is that he is so driven to push boundaries. That's always been the way filmmakers work with technology, challenging what's possible in order to go further.
Wow. This looks too gray, too AI. I love that.
VO is a generative video model, but to me, it's another lens through which I get to imagine the universe. We were testing visuals while I was writing the script. Both things really informed each other. To be able to experiment was so helpful for me to expand my imagination of what would be possible in the scene.
What these models can do is create something instantaneously. Version after version after version after version, but it means nonsense without authorship.
I'm actually just thinking about my own personal story of when I was born. My mom went into the hospital for a routine checkup, and they discovered that I had a hole in my heart, and so I had to be born immediately. And it was...
I feel like I've always hid myself behind the cosmos and the grand scale of the universe, but when I told this story, there was this energy in the room.
A black hole in your
I had a black hole in my heart. I did, yeah.
That was the beginning of our film, ANCESTRA, where a mother's love becomes a cosmic force in order to save her daughter's life. So I've done a lot of research for the film, but I would love to hear from you about what happened the day that I was born.
Okay. The doctor called me up at night. That wasn't like her, and she said, "We don't know what this is, but we'd like you to come in tomorrow morning. You were 9 days late." They hooked me up to a lot of electrodes and things, and suddenly they're moving around really, really fast. And I'm like, is everything okay? And they're like, no, it isn't.
What is wrong with my baby? What's wrong with my baby's heart?
Woo! Okay, we cut.
That was great. Right back to one.
The most important part of this process is knowing what to use these tools for and to have artists driving the filmmaking. This was a process where hundreds of people came together to create something special. a big piece of my approach was really with actors. There's just nothing like a human performance and the kind of emotion that an actor can evoke.
Okay, great, let's cut.
But when I wrote that there would be a newborn baby, I did not know the solution of how we would do that, because you can't get a baby to act. Filming with newborns is a nightmare. You can get really lucky on set, but you just don't know what's gonna happen. The other options are a CG baby, or you can have a doll. But I really pushed the team here at Google, can we use my baby photos to generate a newborn that looks like me, and then combine that generated baby with live action footage of the mother. So we did a bunch of tests where I was just laying on a couch holding air, and a day later the team came back to me with this image of a baby in my arms, and it wasn't just a baby, it was me. That was the moment that we were like, holy shit, I think this is gonna work.
You have to tell it which part of the frame to generate on and which to ignore. Our VFX team would feed that into VO. We batch fed it, so it gave us a bunch of options. So then we'd go through and see like this cute one. How it's moving with her body is just something that's totally radical.
Capturing the baby was the first challenge. I also wanted to create this seamless shot where we go from a one shot into the mother's brain. That precise camera movement is impossible to describe just through text. So we created a 3D model of the human body. I mapped out the exact camera movements and motion that I wanted. And our team added texture, color, and lighting to help pre-visualize how the scene would look. We then took that render and put it into VO, transforming it into this cinematic fly-through. You take the generated video, the live action captured on set, and bring it all together, and that's my film, ANCESTRA.
Motion pictures, rap, let's hear it.
I think what's most surprising is getting away from the fear that we're being replaced. It's been a real collaboration with a lot of different human artists to pull this together.
When I found out about this project, I was very hesitant to create with this tool. And then when I actually rolled up my sleeves and understood the process of how that image was made, it involved such style, language, communication, so many people.
That's what I'm excited about. Yeah.
As we see, life throws you some curveballs as you go along. But then you get a person like you. It's like a miracle. You are a miracle. So are you.
Film has always been this deeply human act of connecting people with each other's stories. It has the ability to rip us out of our experience and take us on another journey. I don't think that ever changes.